It was a dark night. The moon cast its light upon the earth, but the dense forest was ready to swallow its glow. The rustling of leaves, the distant cries of foxes, and an eerie whisper in the wind, everything was unfamiliar to Kairo. Kairo was a German shepherd who had come to the forest with his owner for a walk, but he got lost in its depths. Now, he was alone, tired, hungry, and afraid. His heart pounded with unease, his eyes filled with only one desire, to return to his owner. As he moved through the thick forest, he heard a faint cry. He stopped. The sound was weak, filled with pain. Kairo slowly moved forward and saw a deer, lying on the ground, wounded. Its legs were bleeding, perhaps caught in a hunter's trap or attacked by a predator. Fear and agony clouded its eyes. Kairo carefully approached and sniffed the deer. The deer flinched but soon realized that Kairo was not a threat, he was a friend. With his warm tongue, Kairo began to clean the deer's wounds. The deer breathed heavily, but Kairo's kindness brought it some comfort. The night passed, and Kairo stayed by the deer's side. Sometimes he supported it with his neck, sometimes he looked into its eyes to reassure it. Before dawn, an unbreakable bond had formed between them. But fate was about to test them once again. In the distance, the sound of hunters grew louder. Their hounds barked as they drew near. Kairo understood that if the hunters arrived, the deer would have no chance of survival. The deer was still too weak to run, and its wounds were deep. Kairo glanced at the deer, then at the approaching danger. He made a decision. As the hunters closed in, Kairo ran to another part of the forest, barking loudly. He used all his strength to make noise, luring the hunters toward him. He was once a loyal pet, but today, he was a guardian, a protector of life. Kairo ran as fast as he could, the hunters chasing after him. Soon, he reached the edge of a deep ravine. There was no way forward. Behind him were the hunters, ahead was the abyss. Kairo took one last moment to think of the deer, now safe. He gazed at the moon one final time and then leaped forward with all his might. In an instant, he vanished into the depths below. The hunters stopped, peering into the darkness, but they saw nothing. They abandoned their pursuit and turned back. Far away, the deer, now able to stand, watched the direction where Kairo had disappeared. Gratitude and sorrow filled its eyes. It lowered its head as if silently bidding farewell to its brave friend. The moon shone once more. But now, in a quiet corner of the forest, the story of a loyal friend had been written. Kairo was gone, yet his sacrifice had brought a new dawn, for the deer, who lived on. Kairo had given his life to save another.